Have you ever looked at someone you know, maybe a friend, a family member, or even yourself, and thought, they're just so ... nice? They're the person who always says yes, even when they're stretched thin. They're the one who apologizes when someone else bumps into them. They're the rock, the shoulder to cry on, the person who would give you the shirt off their back without a second thought. On the surface, they seem like the epitome of goodness, the kind of person we all strive to be. They're harmless, kind, and always putting others first. But have you ever wondered what's going on beneath that placid, agreeable surface? Have you ever noticed the slight shadow in their eyes, the momentary dip in their smile when they think no one's looking? What if I told you that this constant, unwavering niceness isn't just a personality trait, but a complex survival strategy? A strategy that, while appearing to create harmony, can often lead to a deep, quiet suffering. This is the harmlessness paradox. The idea that in our quest to be utterly harmless to others, we end up causing the most harm to ourselves. Deep down, the perpetually nice person is often wrestling with a profound sense of emptiness, a quiet resentment that they dare not voice, and a haunting question that echoes in the silent moments of their day. Why does "aren't being so good" make me feel loved? Why does being so accommodating make me feel so invisible? It's a trap so subtle, so ingrained in our ideas of what it means to be a good person, that millions of us fall into it without even realizing it. We believe that if we can just be nice enough, agreeable enough, and selfless enough, we will finally earn the love, respect, and connection we crave. But the reality is often the opposite. Instead of being valued, we become convenient. Instead of being respected, our boundaries are seen as suggestions. And instead of feeling deeply connected, we feel like a utility, used and then set aside until needed again. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on this paradox. We'll explore why being too nice isn't the same as being kind, how this pattern develops, and most importantly, how to break free from the cage of niceness without becoming a jerk. This isn't about learning to be mean, it's about learning to be real. It's about discovering that your true value doesn't lie in your harmlessness, but in your wholeness, flaws, boundaries, and all. Let's start by understanding the root of this behavior. Where does this overwhelming need to be nice come from? For many, it's a learned response from childhood. Maybe you grew up in a home where expressing needs or negative emotions was met with anger, dismissal, or punishment. You learned very quickly that being quiet, agreeable, and easy was the safest way to navigate your world and maintain a fragile peace. Your niceness became a shield. It wasn't about genuine generosity. It was about survival. You learned to suppress your own feelings, your anger, your disappointment, your needs because they were labeled as bad or inconvenient. So you buried them, put on a smile, and became the person everyone could count on because you were terrified of what would happen if you weren't. This pattern gets reinforced throughout our lives. Society praises the selfless martyr, the person who sacrifices everything for others. We're taught that no is a confrontational word, that putting yourself first is selfish. So, the nice person internalizes this message. They become a master of people-pleasing, constantly scanning the room, trying to anticipate everyone's needs and emotions to preemptively smooth over any potential conflict. Their internal monologue is a constant stream of what do they need from me? How can I make this easier for them? I hope I'm not being a bother. Their own desires, their own well-being, consistently get pushed to the bottom of the list or fall off it entirely. The problem is, this isn't sustainable. You can't pour from an empty cup. This constant self-suppression leads to a build-up of resentment. It's a quiet, simmering anger that you feel guilty for even having. You might find yourself getting annoyed over small things, feeling a bitter pang of jealousy when you see others confidently stating their needs, or just feeling a pervasive sense of exhaustion that no amount of sleep can fix. You give and give and give, and when you get little in return, a part of you cries out, "What about me?" But you quickly silence that voice, ashamed of its selfishness. This is the loneliness of the nice person, being surrounded by people who enjoy your generosity, but have no idea who you truly are, because you've never shown them. So, what's the difference between being nice and being genuinely kind? It's a crucial distinction. Niceness is often performative and fear-based. It's about managing other people's perceptions of you. It's about avoiding conflict at all costs. It says, "Please like me. Please don't be mad at me." Kindness, on the other hand, comes from a place of strength and authenticity. A kind person can be firm. A kind person can say no. Their actions are driven by genuine care and respect, both for the other person and for themselves. Kindness says, "I respect you, and I also respect myself, and therefore I cannot do what you're asking." Niceness is about letting someone walk all over you with a smile. Kindness is about politely and firmly pointing out that they're standing on your foot. Breaking free from the harmlessness paradox requires a radical shift in mindset. It means starting to see your own needs, emotions, and boundaries not as selfish impositions, but as essential parts of who you are. The first step is simply awareness. Start noticing the moments when you say yes, but your whole body is screaming no. Notice the feeling in your gut when you agree to something that drains you. Don't judge it, just observe it. That feeling is your internal compass, and for too long you've been ignoring its direction. The next step, and this is the scary part, is to start practicing small acts of authenticity. You don't have to go from doormat to dictator overnight. Start small. If a coworker asks you to take on another task when your plate is full, instead of the automatic, "Sure, no problem," try a gentle but firm response. Something like, "I'd love to help, but I am at full capacity right now and need to focus on my current deadlines to do a good job." Notice the wording. It's not a personal rejection. It's a statement of fact about your capacity. You are honoring your own limits while still being respectful. Learning to set boundaries will feel incredibly uncomfortable at first. Your nervous system, which has been wired for people-pleasing for years, will scream in protest. You'll feel guilty. You'll worry that you've offended someone, that they'll be angry, that they'll stop liking you. And here's the hard truth. Some people might. The people in your life who have benefited from your lack of boundaries may not like the new you who has them. They may push back, try to guilt trip you, or even drift away. And while that hurts, it's also a powerful filter. It reveals who is in your life for you and who is in your life for what you can do for them. The people who truly care about you will respect your boundaries, even if they're disappointed. They will adjust. As you practice this, something amazing will start to happen. The resentment will begin to fade. The exhaustion will lift. That feeling of emptiness will start to be filled, not by validation from others, but by a growing sense of split. You'll realize that you are not responsible for managing everyone else's emotions. You are only responsible for your own actions and for communicating your needs with honesty and kindness. You will start to attract people who are drawn to your real self, not the carefully constructed, nice version. Your relationships will become deeper and more authentic because they'll be based on mutual respect, not on your self-sacrifice. This journey is about reclaiming your own space in the world. It's about giving yourself the same compassion and consideration you so freely give to everyone else. It's about understanding that your anger isn't bad. It's a signal that a boundary has been crossed. Your needs aren't selfish. They're human. Your no is just as valid and important as your yes. Escaping the harmlessness paradox isn't about becoming less kind. It's about expanding your kindness to include the one person you've been neglecting for so long yourself. It's about becoming whole, and a whole person, one who is authentic, boundaried, and self-respecting, has a far greater capacity for true, sustainable kindness than a nice person running on empty. So, if any of this resonated with you, I encourage you to take one small step today. Identify one area where you can set a small, gentle boundary. Maybe it's saying no to a social plan when you're tired, or simply stating an opinion that differs from the group's. It will be scary, but it will also be liberating. It's the first step on the path back to you. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this video helped you in any way, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on living a more authentic life. ID. Love to hear your own experiences with the niceness trap in the comments below. Remember, you matter. Take care of yourself.